The Austrian Chancellor is seeking immediate action, calling for an EU-wide price cap on electricity. At the same time, the CEO of Shell is warning the energy crisis could last well beyond winter. He says it's a fantasy to believe there's a quick fix. Antoine Halff is the research scholar at the Centre on Global Energy Policy at Columbia. He's with me. Antoine, let's just take von der Leyen's point. There needs to be a new market mechanism. We've seen in the UK the cap going up to £5,000. One imagines it'll be the same in the rest of Europe. You're not going to be able to put a new energy or a new market model in place during the
existing system, and there's no immediate replacement option available. But clearly there's going to be a need to cut back on consumption and probably to share resources between countries that are more or less exposed to Russian supply disruption risks.
But what sort of model could you come up with that would have dealt with the fact that there is a dwindling supply from Russia and an increased demand if economies start picking up like China? I mean, this is economics 101. So I'm not sure what model von der Leyen et al. Think they can come up with.
There's no quick fix. There's no quick fix and there's no easy replacement right now. It's clear that there's been some misguided decisions before. Decommissioning nuclear plants in Germany was not a good idea. We need the nuclear energy, all the nuclear energy we can get, and we need some fuel switching probably and a lot of savings this winter.
So the CEO of Shell just said what you basically said. He said this is going to be somehow easy or over, I think, is a fantasy we should put aside. We should confront the reality. Well, sir, what reality need we confront?
Well, there's different situations, whether you look at oil or gas. If you look at the oil market, Russia is a big supplier, but Russian oil supplies have been rerouted to the world, but they haven't disappeared. So the world oil market is pretty balanced. If we look at inventories, they're pretty flat. They've actually risen in the initial months after the invasion of Ukraine. Since June, they've been pretty flat, suggesting there's a balance between supply and demand at the global level. When it comes to natural gas, it's a completely different story. Russia gets less income from natural gas than from oil, but for Europe to replace Russian gas is much more difficult than to replace Russian oil. So we do face a serious crisis this winter. It hasn't materialized yet because we keep adding to our pre-winter reserves, but those reserves are not going to be enough if we have a large-scale disruption in Russian exports.
To the extent that President Putin said at the beginning of the sanctions regime this was going to hurt the West more than it hurts Russia, I agree that that's a bit like sort of dancing around, to drowning people, in the sense that both sides are being hurt, but who's being hurt more?
There's some truth to that. If you look at, for example, signs of Russian economic activity, and again, this is something we can monitor using satellites, and we do it at Kairos, a company I work with. We don't see any sign of real hurt in Russia just yet. Cement production is basically normal. Electricity output from coal power plants, which you can monitor, is basically just in line with the normal trends. And steel output is okay as well. Airline travel is recovering from the initial hit of the sanctions. So the Russian economy is quite resilient. And for Russia to go without gas income is not a big deal compared to the trouble that this causes in Europe, going without Russian gas imports. So there is an imbalance. There's an asymmetry in the relationship there. But longer term, this is going to be bad for Russia because the role that Gazprom has had over the years in the Cold War and since then, as a reliable producer, as a reliable supplier to Europe, in spite of any political tension, that role is gone. So Gazprom is out of the picture for now, and Europe is going to have to learn to live without it. So longer term, we're going to work out solutions. The critical issue is the next few months.
I was about to say the critical issue is what to do when the gas bill arrives a week next Thursday. I'm very glad you joined us tonight, sir, to put that in perspective. Thank you. So the soaring energy prices and the likelihood of those rising rates, not surprisingly, that's what's